What if Deku was Soundwave and Shockwave? Let's get it. So, Deku is gonna be, born with with metal like this, like in the photo. So, yeah. As Deku was being born, Inko didn't want Deku because he's made of metal, literal metal, not literal metal like its lower regions are basically like synthetic metal like a human is. You know, as Deku was being born, Inko, like the doctor asked, "Do you still want this child?" And basically she said no. It's a hideous and disgusting thing. And let's just say Deku, as being Soundwave, recorded recorded it and finding, oh, where's his bird? His bird is like attached to him when he was being born, and and the oh shit, and Inko told the doctor to put him in an orphanage, right? That's Deku so was being an orphan. Inko Inko was living a life because she didn't have a child to raise and nothing. And let's just say the orphanage he lived in was really, really like it was in the crappy part of town. Yeah, it was basically in the crappy part of town. Oh yeah, when Deku was in the orphanage, kids some kids picked on him because he's made of metal, and Deku got really mad. Really didn't care what people thought of him. He only cared about what like about himself basically. As Deku, as oh yeah, as Deku, was an orphanage. Some kids picked on him scratch that and scratch the other one. As Deku was in the orphanage, right? Kids picked on him and some didn't because he's made of metal, and some kids actually thought that was cool. They gave him the name Soundwave because you basically use sound waves to talk. Emojis. That's Deku. Deku, basically the headmistress of the thing was very mean to Deku. Deku was really abused by her. Cigarette burns, everything on her. And let's just say Deku was up to here, but the lady didn't know it. Deku went. Hold on. So basically, everything happens in the orphanage, and basically, some of the older kids, pick on Deku because he's metal, and it doesn't phase Deku. And this is like in let's say in elementary. This is in elementary. And basically, this is, let's just say Bakugo is like, not mean to, like, he still bullies Deku, but he, doesn't really do, you know, make fun of him. He just, picks on him. And Deku is really okay with this because, it doesn't phase him at all. And there's gonna be another girl. This is All Might's daughter. And you're wondering, oh, who is her mom? I'll get to that later on. And basically, no one would approach Deku because he's metal, and he looks like a villain. So basically, Deku, he hold on, he he since nobody would make be friends with Deku, only Bakugo and his daughter would. And her name is Makoto. Yeah, Makoto. Her name is Makoto, and basically, you know, Deku tells her, my name is Zuko, because he was never adopted, and he just roll with the name Azuku. And you're wondering, oh, why doesn't he talk? He sometimes talk, but he really don't like talking to people that he really don't know. And Deku Deku is really okay with this. I mean, people are really okay with this. Deku and Almight's daughter become great friends, and then you know, Almight, shit, Makoto, tells Deku, my main, here, shit, what's Almight's name? Last name? Let's just say, my name is Makoto. Yeah, my name is Makoto. And Deku just, uses, emojis and text. And Deku is really okay with, doing this basically because, he basically he's Deku. Deku and Makoto starts to grow a relationship. And let's just say that her quirk is one for all, right? Her quirk is called one for all, basically because he basically because All Might trained her when she was little, literally little, and Deku is alright, and basically All Might like one day All Might goes to pick up Makoto, and Deku and All Might sees Deku saying, "Hun, hey Makoto, who's this boy?" And basically she tells her father, "This is Soundwave." And basically, All Might goes up to Soundwave and looks at him. Hold on. And All Might goes up to him and asks him, his name and everything. And basically, All Might sees the color purple and black color and like a falcon on his shoulder. And All Might gets worried that this may be a villain's child. And basically, All Might asks Deku, "Who are your parents?" And Deku is like, "I don't have parents." And All Might is like, "Oh, sorry about that." And basically, All Might has like the idea of training Deku, and she has the idea of doing that. And Deku doesn't really like All Might like that. And back at the orphanage, Deku goes, to his little room. And yes, he has his own room. Once everybody, does everything and go to sleep, Deku goes on there into the computer. And since he has like a, soundwave can hack into things, like, hack into things, he, goes in there and, learns basically everything about the world and how it works. And Deku, takes the whole computer up there because no one's going to be able to miss the computer because he's, hikes it well. Deku, goes in there, learns how to take everything apart, and basically takes some of the, he downloads everything, like from fighting styles, hero moves, and, different coordinates. He learns all of that from just, connecting with a computer. And Deku, and the head mistress like, "What are you doing, kid?" You know, she didn't say that. Basically, like, "Hey, where's the computer?" And Deku is like, "Hmm, what computer?" And we're gonna do like a little time skip to where Deku is in middle school, like around middle school, going into middle school, basically. He goes into middle school, and let's just say that Deku is like, since y'all almost grown up, and basically like the lady kicks Deku out because they need more room for everybody else. Hold on. As Deku is, being kicked out of the orphanage, he lives on the street, here to there. Until one day, Deku has an idea. Since basically he's like really smart, he basically, builds like this, not like this gang, basically like a network. Like let's say like a odd job network. And you're finding, oh, where is he gonna set up his base of operations? Let's say that, his he is really smart, so basically his quirk makes him to, clone himself. Not like, clone himself personally. he's able to clone himself like in like shockwave or on soundwave, like that. And he tells them to go build like a base like really, really deep underground. And they do that really, and it's really like a nice place. And Deku, has like this big old base up underground. To where like he has some of the clones make, weapons, stuff like battle suits, something like that. They're wondering, oh, what type of odd jobs he's gonna do. Deku's gonna get a text, basically saying, hey, I need someone good for this job. And let's just say it's basically a taskmaster. And he's wondering, oh, why are you incorporating, the MC inside this? Because I can, motherfucker, it's mine. And Taskmaster, tells, asks, Deku, hey kid, have you ever did this before? And Deku just, uses like the thumbs down emoji saying no. And Taskmaster wonders, why does this kid not talk? And basically, basically, Taskmaster informs Deku on what the plan is, and Deku has like this great idea. His idea is like, to overthrow Taskmaster and take the tech of Taskmaster for himself. And basically, Deku does that. Like, if wondering what facility he's breaking into, it's basically Stark International, like in Japan. Deku, Deku basically, kills Taskmaster and take, basically the like, he hacks into the mainframe of Stark. Basically, it's basically like the Thor, you know, spaceship, like the Avenger, space thing, like things about Loki, everything about each one of the Avengers and the tech that Stark makes. And one comes up and it says, not Friday and Jarvis. And basically, Deku downloads all of this into his like Hawk. And he's wondering, oh, why does his Hawk act like that? His Hawk changes with him. He basically can see through the eyes of the Hawk. And Deku, and once Deku takes all the all the blueprints for everything and make a copy of it, he tries to leave and he sees like like drones, like armored drones, basically that Stark made to hide his stuff. And if you're wondering, oh, when does all this happen? This is basically happening when Tony Stark is dead. Yes, literally gone. Deku takes advantage. Villains will take advantage of this in the U.S. So yeah, as that is happening, Deku, Deku literally tries to leave, and the armored robots try to stop him, but Deku, once he touches them, he basically has full control over them. Deku taps one, and basically it just turns into like this purplish color. The whole robot turns into like this purplish color. Basically like this. This is what the robot turns into. And basically Deku gives it the command to take down the other robots and come with him. Deku takes the robot to his base. He told like the clones of himself to um and he sent like the blueprints to them, saying build like not build this, like keep it on hand, and they build it. And he gets more and more messages from villains out there needing things, and he like goes around the world quietly because he had like basically he made like this big version of him, like of this, and basically it's like an armada type shit, and not armada but like a silent jet. As all this happening, heroes in Japan are like wondering, who is this man? Who is this? Basically, people start saying, start talking about Deku. He goes by the name of Shockwave. Yes, I did it. Shockwave. And basically, All Might get a win of this. Wave? Shockwave? And basically, he has like his, ideas on who this may be, or who this may be related to. So basically, Deku is doing jobs from around the world with like no one noticing. And let's say that Deku, I mean, around this time is when Deku goes back to UA. I mean, not UA, but like goes to do goes and probably wants to be like a hero, not like an actual hero. So some people won't get suspicious. If wondering, oh, would Deku have all one for all? No, basically because all my starter has it, and Deku you know goes in there and try and joins the thing, and basically he passes all of it. And Deku's, I mean, not all my daughter sees Deku, basically says soundwave, and Deku looks around like you know with like a confused, like the confused emoji on his face, like that. And Deku, and basically Deku, goes up beside her and gives her a hug, like with a crying emoji. Deku sees, Bakugo, and and basically Bakugo flips Deku off, and basically he uses the middle finger emoji and say "fuck you" too, and they both just start laughing. Everybody's wondering, who is this person? Because basically the heroes try to look up for him, like look him up, and it just shows up his file, like an ordinary file, when he was like little, saying Izuku. And they're wondering, why does he have no last name? Basically, they figure it out, he's an orphan. And since he's older, the orphanage, kicked him out. Basically, all the heroes are like, wow, that's a shitty orphanage. And they're looking at the file, and it changes all of a sudden. And they're, and they, see Deku saying, no, 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 basically saying no, no, no with his finger. And they start the exams. Deku, let's say Deku, touches one of the, touches one of the robots, and basically that robot turns into like this one, like this picture right here. And basically, Deku, he he tells the robot to take down all the other robots, and everybody is shocked at what Deku did, and so are the heroes. As Deku does that, he touches like an animal, like a or something. The animal turns into like a robot dog. In front of, oh, why does Deku have a robot dog and a bird? Because this is my wave. And basically, this is a soundwave side of Deku. He basically, touches the dog and it turns into like a robot dog that is purple and black. And basically like in canon, everything happens except for the zero pointer. Deku touches a zero pointer and he basically destroys it because his quirk is called not his quirk. It's basically his power makes anything he touches turn to dust in a good way, or he can control it. And basically, he sees Uraraka down there on the ground, trying to get up. Deku runs over there and gets the rubble off of her leg. And Deku, you know, as his types it on his head, saying, "Are you alright?" And she says, "Yeah." Deku is basically, going out of your way and basically All Might doesn't, care if, his daughter likes Deku. Because, yeah, he basically, he has, really, really doesn't care if she likes Deku. And Deku knows this. And basically, All Might's daughter is not really like a hero person. Almost like a vigilante or something like that, yeah. He, goes back to his, sort of not underground base. It's basically like the top of the house and the, other half is like a whole base. And, Deku, goes back to his house. And he, takes off, his mask. And basically, she didn't know that Deku can do that. And this is what he would look like when he's taking off his mask. He he'd basically, have that ways like right there. And Deku noticed her. And he, says, "Come out, I can see you." And she is shocked that Deku can see her. And she says, Are, are you Soundwave? And he nods and he says yes and no. And she went like, why? Basically, I go by the name Soundwave, which I allow people to call me, but I allow some people to call me that. My other name is Shockwave. And basically, she, wonders, why do you have that name? And basically, he says, basically because my clones call me that, Shockwave. And it sort of stuck. Deku is wondering, why did you follow me? He basically he asked her that. Said, "Hey, why did you follow me?" I was wanting to catch up. And Deku says, "There's nothing to catch up about." And basically one of his clones, slip and say, "Hey boss, I think we need some help." And Deku turns around and says, "Get your ass back and down there." And basically, damn, I forgot the no, almost her name. So I'm gonna start calling her almost. I give her another name, like Myra. Yeah, Myra. Myra asked, like, who was that? That was one of my clones. Clones? Yeah. And Deku takes her, you know, after explaining everything to her about what his quirk, not his quirk, is like what he can do. And she was like, oh, cool. And Deku, walks her down to the, base. And she sees like a whole world down there. A science lab, engineering, basically medicine. And she, wonders, what is all this stuff for? And Deku says, I sell these to people around the world. How? And basically, Deku shows her like some small jets, like small little jets. And basically, she basically she really didn't care if Deku was a villain or a hero. Because All Might really didn't care if she was a villain or a hero. And basically, All Might is almost around the time we kick the bucket. And basically, I'm not gonna do a time skip. Hold on. As basically, Deku, tells her everything about what he, does, and she sees like a whole facility down there, all that. And basically, she asks him, "Hey, can I join you?" And Deku is very intrigued because look, basically his clones were, were in America, scattered around, basically finding information about different, superpower people like metas and aliens. And let's just say that Deku, let's just say that Deku, in the process of doing that, he stumbled upon like a old military, not a military base, like a Decepticon base and a Autobot base, and he, one of his clones, Birds, downloads the data into the computer that he made, and basically, and everyone, oh, isn't that Jarvis? No, he gave it like he gave it like a weird name, like Screenwave, Screamwave. Basically, yeah, they can say Screenwave, and basically it shows up like a not a Decepticon logo, more of a like Beast logo, like a Decepticon Autobot Beast logo. And it just shocks her, basically seeing that, because like Deku has had like connections all around the world ever since he was like three, not three, but like until he went to middle school. He had connections around the world, so basically she is shocked that Deku had this much power. And basically Deku, tells her, if you want to join me, I would have to erase your memory of your father and kill your father. And basically she really didn't care about, All Might. Not all that much. And she says, fine, kill him. Because All Might was suffering. Literally. He was suffering. Deku, kills All Might, and he he takes in, Myra. Shit, I get her name. Takes in Myra, and he trains her in like on how he does things. Until one day, the big bad Deku had got like this weird signal from like a weird place. Basically, we all know it as Wakanda. Deku goes there with Myra and tells her, "I'm going to this place called Wakanda." And basically, Deku, goes there with Myra inside like his own jet that he literally built with some of his robots taken out. Basically like it's a cargo plane. He takes it to Wakanda, and basically T'Challa sees who this person is, and he says, "Hello, are you is soundwave uh, or I mean shockwave?" And Deku just nods his head. Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's me. And basically Deku introduces his like assistant slash girlfriend, and Deku tells T'Challa about what he has, and T'Challa wants what Deku has because it's from fucking space. And in return, Deku would like to get some vibranium. Deku gets the vibranium, and basically Deku gets the vibranium, and he makes a make a deal with T'Challa and Wakanda, saying that he'll protect them if a war comes out, goes near this place. And basically T'Challa says, "Okay, fine, leave," and they leave. And basically, and basically, Deku's girlfriend, shit, I forgot her name. Yeah, Deku's girlfriend, tells her, yeah, Myra asks Deku, like, do we need to get anything on the way home? And Deku just nods his head no. And basically, they get home, like, the ship, and funny, oh, where is Deku's ship and his base? Deku had a great idea of putting it in the middle of the sea. Not all the way out in the middle of the sea, like on the coast of Japan. Yeah, basically on the coast of Japan. As that is happening, as Deku, and Myra goes to goes to take the to get into UA, and they pass literally with flying colors because Deku's quirk is able to disintegrate, control, and basically manipulate people, just like Shinso's. And you're like, oh, where's Bakugo? Didn't got in, but he was in class 1B, not in class 1B, but like 1A because of his quirk. Deku, Myra, and Bakugo, all catch up. And basically, Bakugo, asks Deku, where have you been all this time through these years? And Deku just says, I've been traveling. And Myra looks at him like, traveling, huh? And Aizawa and basically, Aizawa wakes up and saying, hey, you didn't come to UA to make friends. You came to be heroes, so shut up. Sit your asses down. Basically, Deku is really pissed at this point because, while that was happening, one of his clones informed him about something that happened at the base. Deku, gets mad and he tells, and he makes and he goes, and he asks Aizawa, hey, can I go use the restroom? And basically, Aizawa says, fine, make it quick. Deku just runs to the bathroom, makes a clone, and tells the clone to get, to get in his class. And basically, Myra knows this because, Deku gave her a signal about his clone. And basically, Deku goes to the, place, to the base. And he sees, like, villains trying to attack him. And he tells, like, the villains to try and get me. And basically, Deku kills all of them. And basically Deku sees, Shigaraki. And basically Shigaraki is just, killing all Deku clones. And Deku is A1 pissed at Shigaraki for doing that. Deku, grabs Shigaraki's hand and basically disintegrates his hand. And Deku, tells one of his clones to come over here. And he's wondering, oh, why did Deku tell one of his clones to come over here? Deku, has like this one specific quirk that his clone can use. It's called capture. The clone, captures, Shigaraki's quirk. And basically, the clone can upgrade his quirk to fit Deku. And Deku really didn't want the quirk, so he just told the clone to keep it. The clone keeps the quirk, and he changes basically into like basically almost like, this. Like, this right here. Not, that, but like this. But basically turn like this. Deku, is really mad at Shigaraki. And he just kills Shigaraki on the spot. No hesitation or nothing. And basically, let's just say that once that happened, Deku, tells his clone, I'm coming back to class. Switch clothes with me because there's a lot of blood. A lot of blood on Deku. He's drenched in it. And Deku, tells his clone to ask Aizawa, can I go use the restroom? And Aizawa says sure, make it quick. Deku runs in there. I mean, not runs, but like, his clone gives him like the coordinates to where he is. And basically Deku and the clone switch, clothes. And Deku kills like the clone saying sorry about this, and the clone says it's okay, sir. And he just, disappears back to Deku. Deku gets all the information from the clone. And Deku walks back in class, and everybody, sees Deku saying. And basically, Deku is painting like. And basically, I was like, hey, kid, yeah, are you okay? Yeah. Now shut up and fucking teach a lesson, bitch. And basically, Aizawa is really, really pissed at Deku right now, saying, "What did you say?" Deku says, "You heard me. Teach the goddamn lesson." Basically, Aizawa just teaches a lesson, and Deku tells Myra what happened at the base, and she's like, "Oh." And she says basically, "Oh, crap, what happened?" And this is where I'm gonna leave it off at. So please, 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 give this video like to 100 likes and subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell. So see ya.